What's going on, everyone? In this video, we are going to be working on the paint in the basement. In the last video, we finished all the primers, so we are going to jump right into the paint, and then we get a little bit of tile work done as well. So make sure you stay tuned to see how everything turned out. All right, so it's the next day and everything had time to dry and it turned out pretty good from my opinion. I was kind of worried that you were going to be able to see the mud from the drywall being done through the first coat of the walls, and you kind of can, but I think since it's a water-based paint, once that water dries, it turns it more white. You could see yesterday where all the mud was from the joints on the drywall, but now it is pretty covered in my opinion. And the ceilings, you can't see anything. So I'm gonna leave the ceilings at one coat. There is one spot in the bathroom that I need to touch up because I drew on it with a Sharpie and it didn't dry very well. So I'm gonna do probably a second and third coat on that. But other than that, everything turned out really nice. Downside, the tape started showing from the drywall, but that's all right, it's not too big of a deal. So I'm gonna give another first a go and try and spray these walls with the white that I'm gonna be using. Now I don't really wanna cut in the ceilings, so I'm gonna try and use this to cut in. It's just a little blocker that you could shove up in the corner and then just spray alongside it to actually kind of give it the effect of cutting in. I don't think it's gonna be too bad of a job, but we'll find out. All right, so as I was editing, I realized that I did not talk about the end of my paint stage. So what I ended up doing was I sprayed the walls, everything went really well. But when I went to cut in with that tool, it did not do anything. It was dripping paint and it was not actually doing a clean cut. So all the videos that you see online where people are actually using that and cutting it in with the spray, I don't know how they're doing it. Also, the fact that the overspray is a lot worse in real life than it is in the video. It looks pretty clear in the video and like there is no overspray, but there really is. So when people don't mask the floors and just do it over the carpets are getting a ton of overspray. So I wouldn't trust that either. Spraying inside is not the easiest thing to do unless you're masking everything, because the overspray gets absolutely everywhere. But regardless, I did end up spraying the ceiling the same eggshell white as I did on the walls, just because everything was not going very well. So that's kind of what you saw me do in the last clip. Now from here, I ended up just working on the tile with my brother. So I was lucky enough to have him come over and help me out as I finished that, because that would have been a nightmare to do on my own. But we got it done in 2 days or so, and then grout was another day as well. So in the next clip, you're gonna see me working on that. Alright, so what we have here is all of the finished tile. Now all that blue tape was just marking what I did on the first day, just so I stepped in the right places and didn't ruin the new tile that I set. Now what I was doing for the tile was I was buttering the ground, and then I back buttered the tile, and on the back of it I used the trowel side so it had all the grooves in it, and then I just laid the tile from there. I didn't use any of the fancy tile spacers that push down the tiles so that they're even. I just kind of made sure everything was close and did it by eye more or less, and I used 1/8 inch spacers. Now back to the paint. The ceiling turned out pretty well. I used the eggshell paint on the ceiling, so it is going to match the walls, but since it's all white it doesn't really matter, and it turned out pretty nice overall. And here is the other side of the room. Now here's the finished product of all of the grout. I have to go back and still mop everything, however I need the grout to dry first, but this is what it looks like with the first coat of haze, and it's all in really good condition. There's a few spots that were sitting a little bit higher than they should have on the tile. However, overall I'm super happy with how it turned out. It's going to feel really nice in here and very clean, so I am super excited with how it turned out. So I'm gonna leave the video there. I got a decent bit of work done. I got some of the cabinets set, and we are going to kind of transition into working on that in the next video. And if you like what you saw, make sure you click that like button and subscribe, because it's gonna let you know when I drop a new video. With all that being said, I'm gonna leave the video there. I'll catch you in the next one.